Hello everybody. How is everyone doing? I am cooking in Minnesota today. So welcome. This is my mother-in-law's kitchen. So this will be my third kitchen in the last week that I am cooking in. So bear with me, you guys. I am cooking in someone else's kitchen, and if you've ever done that before, it's definitely a little bit more of a challenge. Hi Charity, how are you? So I am in my mother-in-law's kitchen today. We threw in the pork chops that I did earlier, probably a week and a half ago now. I threw the crock-pot pork chops into the crock-pot this morning, so that's what we're having as our main dish, and then I'm going to just make two side dishes today, one of them being green bean casserole cups. And these are, I don't like green bean casserole at Thanksgiving, and these are hands down delicious. So if you've never had them, hi Jamie, how are you? If you've never had them, you guys, it's definitely something to try. If you guys are just now jumping on, if you guys would share to your personal Facebook pages, I would really appreciate it. Bear with me today. I am in my mother-in-law's kitchen. She did show me a little bit around the kitchen before she had to go to work today, so I think I have everything I need. I think I found everything, but it might be a little bumbly along the way. Hi Dad, how are you? Hi Bree, how are you? Dad, we are cooking those cinnamon butter baked carrot recipe that I sent you a couple weeks ago, and we are making my green bean casserole cups that you have had at my Thanksgiving dinner before. So I'm just going to share this to my personal Facebook page and into a couple of groups if you guys would do the same, and then we'll get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350. We're going to do the green bean casserole cups first because they cook faster, and then we will recoup, get the kitchen cleaned up a little bit. The green bean casserole cups will be done. We'll pop them out. We'll pop our carrots in, and they take a little bit longer. So that's what we're going to do today, you guys. Yes, Dad. Yvette, welcome. I'm just sharing to my personal Facebook page. If you guys would do the same, I would appreciate it. Come bake with me some side dishes today. Welcome to Minnesota, you guys. That is where I'm at today. I'm at my mother-in-law's house. We ran around at the Children's Museum this morning, and now the boys are resting, hopefully, in their room, and I will get these side dishes getting ready to go. Like I told everybody earlier that had just popped on, I put my pork chops in the crock pot. I had that recipe on my website about a week and a half ago. Bree, you're good, burnt out from orientation. Bree started a new job this week, you guys. Congratulations to Bree for the new path. She's taking care of my dogs and my cats while I'm out of town as well, so she's busy. Madison, thank you. Oh, good. Lime Life. Yes, those are live. I see those live videos a lot, so have fun with that, and then just come back and join us for some food when you are all done. Like I said, you guys, I am in a different kitchen, so bear with me today if I bumble and fumble a little bit as I try to find my way through my mother-in-law's kitchen, but I am sure we can figure it out. So I shared that in my personal Facebook page and in a couple of groups. If you guys would do the same, I would appreciate it. Amber, welcome. We are going to start off making our green bean casserole cups. So to start doing that, we need to preheat our oven to 350. I like to make these for Thanksgiving. The reason being, I feel like green bean casserole is kind of boring. These put a little bit of a spin on it. It adds two of my favorite things, Ritz Crackers and cheese. So those things inside of a green bean casserole cup. So it's like a little muffin, you guys. It's also easier to serve, easier to reheat. That's what I love about it, and it's just serving size, so you just plop a little bit on everybody's plate, and your kiddos can just pick it up and eat it. It is more appealing for kids because it doesn't look like it's healthy. It looks like a muffin. It is amazing, so I highly recommend it, you guys. Welcome. I am in Minnesota at my mother-in-law's house. She's at work. My husband went to go get my father-in-law from work. We're kind of juggling a couple of cars while we are here. So let's get started. I have my oven preheated to 350. We are going to place our Ritz Crackers. So you're going to do a sleeve of Ritz Crackers into a food processor. I am going to, my mother-in-law has a food processor. It's a little bit smaller than what I need, so I am just going to use her Ninja blender, which works just as well, you guys. I am going to pop in a sleeve of Ritz Crackers. You guys can use whatever Ritz Crackers you like as well. They don't have to be the just regular Ritz Crackers. You know how they make some of those garlic and herb ones and things like that? Those could be good as well. You can make changes to this recipe as you see fit. That's what's also really good about it. Hi Bree, how are you? We are making green bean casserole cups. So I highly recommend these for anybody that has a hard time feeding their family. Did you close the bedroom door quietly so brother didn't wake up? Okay, my 4-year-old didn't want to take a nap, but I told him he had to lay there until brother fell asleep. So he came creeping back up. He wants to help us today.
But he fell asleep.
Okay, good. But remember, you have to be a good boy if you're going to help Mama today.
I will. I will eat anything that I like.
Okay, baby. All right. So, like I say, I recommend these for families that have a hard time getting their kids to eat the green bean casserole on Thanksgiving. They're super, super good. So, we have our sleeve of Ritz Crackers here. We are going to place our Ritz Crackers in here and then a half a cup of French fried onions into the food processor. You're going to reserve 3 crackers. I forgot about that. Reserve 3 crackers for crumbling on top of it when it's all done. So 3 to 4 crackers, just set those off to the side. Then we are going to do half a cup of our missing my half a cup. Kingston, you need to get off the counter, please. You know that's my rule.
I want to say hi.
Then come around and stand next to Mama and say hi. Okay, so we have our sleeve of Ritz Crackers, leaving 3 to 4 Ritz Crackers out of the food processor. Then we're going to do half a cup of the French fried onions that you see normally on green bean casserole. Just going to do half a cup here. Just eyeball it, you guys. We are basically going to make the crumb to our casserole cups. So what it is it's going to be like the outer shell that holds the green beans. Watch out, sweetie. So we have our Ritz Crackers or French fried onions into the food processor. Reserve 3 crackers and the other. So we're going to reserve 3 to 4 crackers and half a cup of French fried onions for a different step in the recipe. I'm going to pop this on here. I'm going to mix it up a little bit so you guys can see. We're just right over here at the food processor. You're going to pulse it until it forms a fine sand, okay, you guys? It does look like sand, doesn't it? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to mix it up until it is a fine sand. You're going to be working with it kind of like a graham cracker crust that you would do for a pie is kind of how this texture is going to be. So once we have this up into a fried crumb or a fine crumb, we are going to add half a cup of mushroom soup and pulse it until it is combined. So we've got our can of cream of mushroom soup, you guys. Just make sure you don't get the low sodium kind. I do not recommend it when it comes to these condensed soups because they really don't taste right when it comes to baking. You can just never add enough salt back into it to make it taste right. I am going to pop over and see if I can find her half a cup measuring spoon. Make this a little easier on ourselves. Like I said, bear with me today, you guys. I am working in my mother-in-law's kitchen, so I'm doing my best.
Guys, we're at Grandma's.
Yes, Cindy, here I am. We are at my mother and father-in-law's house. So we have our Ritz Crackers, our fried onions are in here. Now we're going to add half a cup of cream of mushroom soup, and we are going to pulse the mixture in your food processor until it is combined. So you're just going to plop a little bit of soup in here. I could not find a flatter spatula for whatever reason. Like I said, I'm doing my best in my mother-in-law's kitchen. I got a comment here from Bree I'm going to read. I'm giggling every time you say beans. Cardi is scratching at my tablet keyboard, noticing it's your voice and is calling your name. Hi, Megan. Welcome to my show. We are making green bean casserole cups for one of our side dishes this evening. So we have our Ritz Crackers, our French onions, and now we have half a cup of cream of mushroom soup. We're going to pulse it until it is combined. The texture should be pliable. If it's too dry, add more soup. If it's too wet, add more crackers and French fried onions. So what you want it to be, you want to be able to, like I said, it's going to be our base in Kingston. Though you're so cool, buddy, but I'm not going to be playing with toys right now. I'm going to be cooking for you, okay? The texture you want it to be, you want to be able to smush it into your muffin cups to create a crust on the outer layers to be able to hold your green beans in. Hi, Caitlin. How are you? So we're going to just pulse this a couple more times. A couple dry spots. I'm going to use my mother-in-law's flat spatula and kind of scrape down the sides, get some of these drier areas of Ritz Crackers pushed into the blades a little bit, and then we should be good to go, you guys. This looks like a good texture, but like I said, if your mixture is too dry, just add soup. Too wet, just add crackers. You're never, you're never going to have too much of it. You're just going to use it in as many muffins as you would like. There we go. Okay. All right, you guys. So that's mixed in there. I'm going to pull my blades out. Be careful. If you guys saw me a couple of days ago, I about took my thumb off with this thing. So please, please, please be careful when you're in the kitchen and dealing with sharp objects. So we've got this in here. We are going to now take spoonfuls of the mixture and we're going to mold it into the bottom of the cupcake tin. There's no need to grease them. The liquid in the mixture of the soup and the Ritz Crackers will not stick to my pans, or I've never experienced it, so no need to grease any further. Make sure you're working with clean hands because you are going to be pushing the mixture into the cupcake tins with your fingers to get the best result. I'm just going to grab a spoon out of this drawer. So we're going to be taking this, you guys, and we're just going to spoon a little bit into each cup, and then we are just going to mold it to the sides, and I will show you guys what I mean. So you just kind of toss it in there. If at any point you feel like, you're putting it in there and you decide it is a little too dry and you want to add more soup, you can always just add this stuff back into your food processor and add whatever ingredient you need to get it to the right consistency. It takes a little bit of practice. It does take, having made these a couple of times to figure out what works best. You can double the recipe, triple the recipe, whatever you would like, whatever works. So you're going to sit here and you're going to just push this into the walls of the tin so that when you put your green beans in there, you have something holding it in place. So you're just going to go like that. Does that make sense? So we're just going to push those in there. We should, it does smell good. We have our oven preheated to 350. Our recipe for our carrots will need to be 350 as well, you guys. So if you guys want to make that with me, I will just jump right into that recipe after we get our kitchen cleaned up from making our green bean casserole cups. Like I said, you can you can double this recipe, triple this recipe, depending on how big of a size a group of people you have for Thanksgiving. It just all depends. We like these things. They do reheat really well. All you have to do is pop them back into the cupcake tins and throw them back into the oven on warm, and they reheat really well. And that's what I like about them, is they reheat. Yes, buddy. No, not right now. I know, but Daddy's not here. Once he gets here, he can help you with the gum, okay? But I'm not going to. Kingston just recently learned how to chew gum and not swallow it.
I will swallow it.
And so he is wanting that right now.
I will swallow it.
Okay, buddy.
You will make sure that I don't swallow it.
Normally, I want to say this recipe probably makes about 6 muffins. I was able to get an odd number of 7, but no big deal here. So I will show you guys what I have created with this material, with the Ritz Crackers, the French onion, and the soup. So I'm going to rinse my hands off. All right, you guys. So this is what it looks like. This is what they form. You just want to push them into the bottom of the tins, just like that. All right, and then we are going to move on to the next part of the recipe. How's everybody doing today? What have you guys done so far this week? Anything fun or exciting? Is anybody else on vacation yet? I know a lot of you guys are hard at work. All right, so we have our mixture pushed into our cupcake tins. Now, in a bowl, we're going to put that off to the side, you guys. In a bowl, we're going to combine our green beans, cheese, our remaining soup, and the remaining French onions, and then salt and pepper it to taste. So we are going to do 1/2 cup of our French onions. I'm just going to do it like this, just a little bit over. Here we go. I just kind of eyeball it when it comes to this recipe. They give you, a roundabout, but nothing has to be too precise. So we did 1/2 cup of our French onions, and then we are going to do, should be 2 cups. Let me make sure. Place French onions, 1/2 cup of the mixture, add 1/2 cup of the mushroom soup. Yeah, so 1/2 cup of mushroom soup we used already. So now we need 2 cups of the cream of mushroom soup in this mixture. Gonna take our cans out. We're gonna just empty that out a little bit. All right. Let's get a little bit more going. Hi, Matt. How are you? We are making green bean casserole cups today, you guys. I highly recommend these for anybody that's hosting a Thanksgiving with a lot of kiddos. They go over really well with kids. They don't even really realize that they're eating their vegetables, which is nice. They're super delicious. I rarely have leftovers when it comes to this recipe because the kiddos just love them. They're like little muffins. They can just run around and eat them on the go. Super good, you guys. So we're gonna do that. We have a little over 1.5 cups in there. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more cream and mushroom soup. Yes, Kingston.
I love you.
I love you too, sweetie. So we've got our 1/2 cup of French onions. We're gonna dump this in here. Here we go. Scrape it out. All right, please don't click on that, Kingston, because then my voice will start playing over in the background, and we don't need that, okay?
I'm just looking at the picture.
Okay, so then we need 2 cups of fresh or canned green beans. I like the canned ones. I find when it comes to the fresh ones, I have a harder time baking them long enough to get that kind of consistency that I like. When it comes to my veggies, I like them to be softer. If you're someone who likes, a little dente crunch to your veggies, I would recommend the fresh ones. I'm gonna strain off my green beans into the sink. So if you like your veggies to have that nice nice fresh crunch to them. Use the real deal and you will get that nice fresh green bean crunch. So we need about 2 cups of these, guys. That's a little over 1 cup and we are almost there. I'm just gonna open one more can just to add a little more green beans. So right now we are adding our green beans, our remaining soup, our French onions. So all we need next is salt and pepper to taste and some cheese. It calls for cheddar cheese, but if you want to spice it up with some pepper jack or sharp cheddar or anything like that, I would say go for it. Like I said, that's what I like about this recipe is once you've made it one time, you can kind of see where the recipe allows for some improvising if you want to make some changes to it. It definitely allows for it. I'm going to give this one little stir before I add our cheese in. We're going to do about 3/4 of a cup of cheese. Doesn't hurt if you do a little bit more because I'm a cheese girl. How is everyone doing today? Matt, how are you and the family? How are the kiddos? All right, so now we're going to do 3/4 of a cup of cheese. I just got some cheddar cheese over here. Keep it simple for the kiddos. So 3/4 of a cup. Like I said, it doesn't hurt to do too much more. Nice and cheesy, nice and green beany. There we go. 3/4 of a cup. Then we're gonna stir this together. Then we're gonna just scoop this mixture into the cups that we created, and then you're just gonna crush up those 3 to 4 crackers that you kept on the outside of your mixture. You're just gonna kind of sprinkle those on top once we get this all scooped into the muffin tin. So bring our muffin tins back, you guys, and then we're gonna use this spoon we used for the crust, and we're just gonna scoop this mixture in here. Doesn't have to be neat or fancy, just kind of keeping scoops full into your cups. Like I said, you can make as many of these as you want. You just make a little more crust for your mixture. Throw them in there. Kingston, I got a little bit of an echo over here. Kingston's mimicking me. How's that looking, everybody? Anybody absolutely hate green bean casserole? Is it looking good? Yeah, all the dogs and their cheese, Brie, I'm sure. Kingston, that's enough. Thank you. I don't want to, though. Everyone can probably hear you, and it sounds like the camera is echoing, but it's just you, my little sidekick, echoing. All right, you guys, there we go. That's what they look like. I have a lot of extra mix on my side because I did add, I just kind of eyeballed it. So if that happens to you on Thanksgiving Day, feel free to just mix up some more Ritz Crackers, French fried onions, and soup. Mix it up a little bit and add a couple more cups, and there you go. So we're going to take our we reserved some crackers on the side. I'm just going to throw these in here and crunch them up a little bit. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to sprinkle these right on top. Like that. I've got a little piggy hanging out right there. All right, you guys. And that's it. That's how you make these. Just as easy as making green bean casserole. You hate it, and they make it every single year. Your family makes green bean casserole. You guys, I'm telling you, I don't like green beans. I don't like green bean casserole. I don't like any green bean casserole that anybody has ever made. But I will eat the crap out of these. They're so good. So trust me, If you don't like as many green beans, you know, use a little bit more soup, a little bit more cheese, more of a crust of your muffin and I promise you everyone will love them and eat them. So this is it. You're just gonna put them in the oven and bake for 20 minutes and then they're done. So I am gonna pop ours in there. Remember when you're opening your oven, open it. Oh, okay. I don't want you to. He's got a little piggy, so he's pretending to like. Remember, open your oven away from your face. I don't want you to burn, melt anything that you have on. We're gonna pop these into the center rack of your oven, and then we're gonna start a timer for 20 minutes. Let's see if I can find the timer, kitchen timer. No. Yes, got it, you guys. 20-minute kitchen timer. So I am going to get this kitchen cleaned up. Can you like airdrop it to me, you know, even though the anti-green bean casserole? Yes, I'm sure Brie wants to try this. I'm sure it looks delicious to her. But we are just gonna jump right on over to our next recipe, which is gonna be our, let me get this kind of cleaned up. Let me see what they're calling it. I've never made this one before. So we're gonna jump over to our cinnamon butter baked carrots. I'm gonna get this cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna end this video and start a new one so that people don't have to watch one recipe to see the other. So join me back here in 5 minutes. I'm gonna pop off, get the recipe typed up into the status, and then we'll get making these carrots too. All right, see you back in a little second.